Warrior Line, Soul Tribe, Assembly's live, so come subscribe. Your soul's in trial, or simply type Soul Medicine and gets revived. The Warrior Line, Soul Tribe, Assembly's live, it's friendly vibes. Soul Medicine will give you life. You're a warrior, let's get this right. Warrior Line, Soul Tribe, Assembly's live, so come subscribe. Your soul's in trial, or simply type.
Please like and subscribe to the channel, Warrior Line Podcast. Please like and subscribe to also not only the channel, but the YouTube shorts. And so you can always get the information that you need. And also you'll get the post, when they post, you'll get them on your feed if you like and subscribe. And so we're going to have also the long form video, and we also have the shorts video. So please like and subscribe to the Warrior Line Podcast YouTube video. And also please share it with your friends. Share with anyone you think that might need information, or you might need to learn some from this information, because we're going to talk about a lot of things that people don't talk about generally every day.
Came to mind as you were speaking. One of them is the GI Bill, where a lot of people are conveniently unaware that Black service members were denied access to the GI Bill to build their own generational wealth, but only white service members were granted the GI Bill, but both served. But this is, again, it's one of those, well, whatevers, right? Another example is DEI. The primary beneficiaries of it is white women, the same foot soldiers for patriarchy. Why do you need a DEI initiative to get a job, Barbara? Why? Didn't your husband fight for you to have rights as a white woman under patriarchy? So the second beneficiaries, the highest percentage beneficiaries, are Asian women. The lowest beneficiary is Black women. But who are they weaponizing when they say DEI? They're attacking Black people. Mm-hmm. But they're not the primary beneficiaries of it. And here's the rub. Here's again the performative allyship. I have only seen 2 Asian women come out against DEI attacks. 2. The rest of them are on TikTok and YouTube crying about losing their jobs unfairly because they don't think they're DEI. They benefited from a DEI program that they never fought for, and now they lost their job, so they're sore that they don't have a job because somehow they were supposed to be saved from being laid off by a program they never fought for, that the president, who they or their family voted for, swore he was going to get rid of because he hates Black people. If that's not the ultimate mind meld, I don't know what is. So we're blamed for DEI, but we benefited the least. But the demographics of women who did benefit from it aren't even saying they benefited from it. They're just mad that they got fired. Performative allyship. They should have said, thanks to Black women fighting for these initiatives, fighting for these pathways, I was able to become gainfully employed at a job that I was qualified for, but they would have never interviewed me, let alone considered me, without DEI initiatives. I am fully qualified for my job. But no, because in order for them to say that, they're saying that the single digit percentage of Black women who benefited from DEI initiatives were also qualified for the roles that they were given. And they won't do that because it's performative allyship. What skin in the game are they actually? I'm not seeing it. I'm just not seeing it. And I'm confused by this.
Not there. There would never be, and you can put Obama in this, you can put Roosevelt, you can put them. There'll never be an American president who will go before Congress and go before a national audience and say, thanks to the enslaved Africans who we stole and brought to this country, they were the pillar of us building this country. No American would say that.
No, because
You know,
it's
because
become
because
a thing to denigrate and disrespect Black people and pretend that our efforts and our work don't mean anything until they don't have it.
the reason
The
why
minute we said we're resting, they lost their minds.
is big. White supremacy will not let them say that. No, they would make sure that white supremacy will not allow any American president, no matter if they are ally or not, to say this country was built on, what do they say? The middle class built this country. The immigrants built this country. No, this country was built of free, not cheap, not inexpensive, free labor.
Uh-huh.
Period, point blank. No American president, no American with any stature of power will ever say that, or the institution will take them out. In a sense, they will not have a position anymore. It would not be allowed, because that would admit, those words admit that you stole, you raped, you pillaged what you have. And that'll put Black people in a standing in the eyes of the world that they don't want anybody to see. Ignorance is what they sell. Propaganda is what they sell. And most people are too lazy to do any research for themselves. You see, these people, could you say, how do they not know? They don't want to know.
Right.
They have no desire to know, because you have every means to find out. You don't want to know because they're taught not to know. Just believe, cultish. Just believe what I say. Don't investigate. Don't interrogate. Don't look it up. Just believe what I say because I'm saying it. And they do. Why? Because white people do it because, well, hell, it don't matter to me. I got the privilege anyway. So what am I going to look it up for? Black people say, well, I'm struggling, so I got to do what I got to do.
Right.
And so our allyship is, I think you mentioned it earlier. That's why Dr. King came to a point where King said in his letter, Bull Connor is not our biggest problem. To your point, I think we're trying to get to. Our allyship is our biggest problem, because you're really not an ally.
The moderate white man.
Yeah,
the
that's
moderate
worse.
White person, yeah.
That's worse, because I know Bull Connor wants to destroy me, right? I know I know the fellow wants to destroy me, but you supposed to be my friend. You supposed to be my ally. You supposed to be with me, and you got the knife in my back. And saying, well, we did a march with you, but that don't mean nothing if you don't go through the whole struggle with me. You're not gonna take your white privilege and do anything with, besides just want me to be the mule. What is the benefit you need? And to your point about the GI Bill, here's a great example. My dad served in the Korean War in the segregated military. Didn't get one benefit, but what I'm sure how it works, how the mind works. What is World War I and World War II generation called?
The greatest generation.
Now see there. Now see, that's a lie. Because that generation sat by and watched their fellow soldiers, sailors, and Marine not get the benefits they were getting. That
Performative allyship.
And that's right. That wasn't the greatest generation. It was a terrible generation. You didn't do nothing. The greatest generation in this country was the civil rights generation, who fought for benefits for all, and the people they fought for, that, as you just eloquently said, didn't get the benefits that they had fought for. Other groups got it, but at least they were fighting for a purpose cause. They ain't no great generation. The Black soldiers, men and women, did not get no benefit in the GI Bill, but in our in the world, in our talk, in the sphere, that's the greatest generation. No, it's not. But see, we get caught up in that because Tom Brokaw did a special on it, called him the greatest generation. So because Tom Brokaw, he did the investigation, he was talking about white people.
Right. Well, they strategically excise us from history to platform themselves, right? And it's still happening today, where back to the point where I can post something on the internet and I'll literally have white women losing their minds and they're crashing out in my comments, and they're calling me names that I wasn't given at birth. I'm really confused by all, like, that's the level of crippling insecurity that you have in your existence, that it's important that you embarrass yourself on a public platform where people, I believe, of intelligence are exchanging ideas. But all it takes is one stupid person to enter the chat to really ruin the whole thing, right? So I like to screen shoot those and then block them. And I do reflect on it. I reflect on it because I like having a strong awareness of what I'm surrounded with. Who are my neighbors? Who are the people that go into the polling booth? Because then you'll get your answer, right? It's less confusing when you understand it that way. But if this is what they need, the courage behind a keyboard to say what they really feel, okay, we heard it. We've heard it for decades, right? But even after all is said and done, and our country is in a free fall, you're still saying those stupid things? Really? You're still holding on to that. So where is our allyship then? Where does that stand?
We don't have any. We have to take care of our community and be our own allies. What's the saying? Nobody's going to come to save us. We have to stand out. And to your point with you, the issue with you is, though, see, you are the greatest threat of all to them, even above me as a black man. You are a black woman. You see them. You've seen them in ways that they don't want you to expose. Mm-hmm. So they really want to keep you happy in your place, but they want to keep you happy. See, when you come out with stuff, they can't handle that, Jennifer. That's why you are. Everybody talking about Hillary. No, Hillary lost because Kamala Harris was a threat. Kamala Harris, because of the threat she was, white people said, we will destroy this country, then let her in. Why? Because she's not only a woman, she's a black woman. And if she gets in, things can really change.
She's a beautiful, educated, well-spoken black woman who is married to a white man.
But I'm not even talking about. I'm talking about.
And that's their worst nightmare.
No, that's a nightmare. Here's the worst nightmare: that white supremacy will start going down. Because if I put a black woman in there, I'm not attacking white supremacy. I'm attacking white patriarchy. I'm taking misogyny. I'm attacking it all now. And then God forbid if she does a good job.
Right.
See, this was.
But they'll insist she didn't, just like they insisted President Obama did a terrible job. But look what we're enduring for a second term. That's better. Is that better?
It's two different things. This country, and I really, black men are one thing. A black woman is a whole different sphere. People don't understand. That's a whole different universe. These Hispanics, they went out there and voted for this man. You know what I'm saying? Machismo. Obama was still, in the end, a man. He still had that anatomy part. You know what I'm talking about? He's still that. You know, he's black, but he's still that. A woman, and forget, then Hillary, they couldn't deal with her. Then a black woman in this country gonna be the first. That was they can't process.
Assembly's live, so come subscribe. Your soul's in trial, or simply type. Soul medicine, it gets free vibe. The warrior line, soul tribe, Assembly's live.